You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? Y'all know what time it is, man. The doctor's in the house. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Y'all know what time it is, man. Hey, I want to say shout out to my boy Dub, man. My boy Dub said he won't be participating in the chat because he's driving home, man. Please drive safely, you know what I'm saying? Be careful on that road, bro, and I appreciate you tapping in with us. My boy came in here like a boss, being numero uno. Shout out to my boy Dub, man. Have a safe trip home, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all know before we get to the shenanigans and the foolishness, man, that we love to get into, you know what I'm saying? We gotta start our stream off with a prayer, man. Thank the Most High for, you know, where He brought us in life. You know, even if we're at where we want to be, or we're still trying to get there. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta be thankful, man. So please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful blessing, Lord. We see another weekend. These days and weeks have been going by fast, Lord, but please let us always take the time to not only be appreciative of everything we have around us, our loved ones, our possessions, you know, but most importantly, let us be thankful for you and your blessings, that we're able to have such things in our life that we may take for granted. When I say possessions, I'm not just saying the secular stuff, but I'm also focusing on the things that are essential, you know, a nice bed to lay our head, a roof for us to live under and be protected from the elements and even the bugs like mosquitoes and all types of stuff, man. If we have a house, we have AC when it's hot, you know. If we're in another house, we have a fireplace when it's cold. Lord, thank you for all those blessings. Thank you for everything that you provide for us, from food on our plate to our rent being paid, Lord. And I know sometimes we overlook the things that we have, we take for granted, and we focus on our problems, you know, but we need to focus on our blessings as well. And I'm also one that needs to do that, Lord. So please bless us with a thankful spirit, a thankful mind, and and a thankful heart, because when you bless others, that's when you receive more blessings yourselves, Lord. So please, Lord, let us live our life in such a way that we could make you happy, make you proud, and reflect the goodness that you present in our lives. We could also project that outwards and be something good for somebody else's life, even if it's just to cheer up their day with a simple hello and a smile, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. And please, Lord, let my boy Dub drive home safely on that road. Amen. All right, let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. All right, so I'm laughing, man. Big boss Dub in the building. You feel me? All right, so today, man, we don't have really much. It hasn't been really much added news since the morning show. You know, if you popped up in the morning show, then you're pretty much hip. Nothing's really changed. I will say, you know, according to the fight announcements, like I said this morning, Keyshawn Davis will be fighting Gustavo Lemos. Gustavo Lemos is a tough fighter, durable fighter, pressure fighter. Reminds me of like I don't want to say a poor man's Pitbull, because I would say he's more refined than Pitbull, but I think Pitbull is more explosive, I would say. I don't know who's stronger. You know, I would assume that Lemos is a little stronger, given that he's at 140. But I don't know if it's anything that's substantial, you know. But I think this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be another tough fight. Keyshawn Davis coming off of Miguel Madueno victory, who tried to utilize, I want to say, like not in a bad way, but like dirty tactics, you know, try to make it rough, you know. And I thought that was a good experience for Keyshawn. I thought he handled it well. I'm not saying that it was anything illegal. No, I'm not insinuating that or implying that or saying that. I'm just saying that it was tactics that were used to kind of rough up Keyshawn and fluster him. And I thought that was a good test for him to get through, man. And he definitely did that. So now he's fighting Gustavo Lemos, another capable fighter. I think he's going to have to overcome some adversity in this fight as well. Gustavo Lemos last fought Richardson Hitchens, and Richardson Hitchens won. Some people thought it was controversial. I didn't think it was controversial. I thought it was a close fight. I thought a lot of rounds were close, but I thought that, you know, in boxing, we have to realize that, especially in a 12-round fight or a 10-round fight or an 8-round fight, we're not watching one fight. We're watching 8 small fights in 3-minute increments. You know what I'm saying? If it's an 8-rounder, if it's a 10-rounder, then it's 10 and 12, so on and so forth. So I thought that while it was close every round, Richardson Hitchens did enough to edge it out the majority of the rounds. I had him winning comfortably 8-4, but there were close rounds still. But I just thought that Richardson Hitchens did enough to secure a lot of the rounds. But with that being said, I think Gustavo Lemos impressed a lot of people, and I think it's gonna be a tough fight, man. I'm actually surprised of this, you know, because shout out to Keyshawn Davis, man. And, you know, I'm sure that his team probably asked him about this fight. And you know, I mean, of course, all fighters they accept or decline, but ultimately they accept or decline. But I think this is a challenging fight, man. I don't think it's gonna be easy, but I think he will come out on top. So I'm really impressed by him even taking this fight. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my boy Oscar just dropping the like in my contribution, man. I appreciate that, man. My boy Oscar with that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Let's go. I appreciate that, Oscar. Oscar in the building. And you know what time it is, man. Anybody who comes in La Cocina and drops that pollo, you know what I'm talking about? The first one to do that, it's automatic. They get the boss treatment.
Pollo in the kitchen.
Pollo in the kitchen. Yes, sir. Shout out to my boy Oscar, man, with a $2 super chat, man. I appreciate you, bro. We got Kendrick in the building. My boy Larry Liston in the building. No relation to Sonny Liston. Well, I don't know. I guess I didn't ask that. Are you related to Sonny Liston? You never know. Let Boots and Norman and Stanionis fight Barrios. Then winners fight each other after that. And if Boots win both fights, these pound for pound top 8. I like that. I like that. 2 decline offers. Yeah. Big biscuits. You know how to go, man. The kid's been doing his big business. What you know about that, Cassidy, man? You know what I'm saying? Big cars, cigars, and big biscuits. The kid's been doing it big. It's big business. Can't stay, but gonna watch them. Now, I appreciate you, Oscar. Thank you for your contribution, man, and coming through, man. I really appreciate that, man. Shout out to you. So if he went both over Stanionis and Norman, he top 5. Ooh, let's talk about it. So we got over the fight. Oh yeah, also too, David Benavidez is making a ring return on December 14th. I'm excited for that. They haven't announced an opponent yet, but I'm hoping there's going to be somebody that is going to give him a little test, again, because Alexander Vosdick was a good test. But if he has ambitions to fight the winner of Beterbiev or Bivol, which I wouldn't be mad if he fought the winner or the loser, because I'm going to be honest right now, I don't think he beats either one of them. But I think that he needs to fight somebody just to stay in shape, but also somebody that's going to present a challenge too. I don't think he has to fight a Alexander Vosdick caliber light heavyweight again, but somebody that will, like a Malik Zanad that Bivol fought, when Artur Beterbiev hurt himself, like a Malik Zanad, something like that, somebody that's, kind of unknown but formidable and worthy, but somebody that also won't, it's minimal risk as far as being a devastating loss. Definitely don't want it to be not a threat at all, but you want it to be somebody that is also not going to make it too extreme, because he still has ambitions to fight the winner. Better be even Bivol. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be worn down going into that fight. Gorilla Grip, Gorilla Grip Uni?
What? What do you mean by that?
Hey, yo. Savage be advertiser, boy. She in here one time for the ladies. She wildin'. Hey, yo. Bro, Kendrick, bro. Yeah, she wildin'. Don't be surprised if Benavidez fights either Callum Smith. But I don't know if Callum Smith, yeah, I know Callum Smith listed. I appreciate the description, but I like Callum Smith a lot. I like all the Smiths, man. Shout out to Callum Smith, Paul Smith, Liam Smith. There's like 4 of them, right? I'm sure I'm missing one. I don't know if there's a Steve Smith. That I might be speaking on basketball and football with a Steve Smith, but yeah, Callum Smith, man. Callum Smith also fought Canelo. I'm not sure if Callum Smith is still active though, Larry, because I know he was, after he lost to Beterbiev, man, he took that L pretty hard, and he was like, man, he's not sure if he's gonna keep going, so I'm not sure if he made up his mind to stay. I mean, I'll let me know, fill me in, but I haven't heard from him since he lost to Beterbiev. He took the Canelo loss hard, and he took the Beterbiev loss hard, and shout out to him, as you should, because he's still a champion level fighter. He's definitely the best one out of his brothers, I believe. And he follows the same, like it's almost like a rule, right? It's like the youngest brother is always going to be the best. You see Gary Antoine Russell, a lot of people think he's the best out of the Russells, and with Callum Smith, people think he's the best out of them. So but yeah, if he fights Callum Smith, I think that's a good fight, but I think Benavidez beats Callum Smith. Sorry, he said, don't be surprised, Benavidez. Oh, no, you good. 1 and 2. Yeah, they rank. Yeah, Anthony Yard will be good. I would much rather see Anthony Yard than Joshua Buatsi. I know Joshua Buatsi's fighting Willie Hutchison, but I would like to see Joshua Buatsi, Anthony Yard, and that one slipped through our fingers due to the contract difficulties and disagreements between Frank Warren and Anthony Yard. You know what I'm saying? They're going through some contractual situations, But yeah, I would like either one of those fights. So Yard versus Benavidez, Yard versus Joshua Buatsi, Callum Smith versus Dave Benavidez, all good. What's good? What's good, Savage? But I will say this though, man. Speaking on Brian Norman, oh shoot, I have the wrong thing there. My fault. This one's from this morning. Tying up, P. All right, there we go. That one right there. So Boots, we talk about somebody's line now, because earlier today, Eddie Hearn has come out just with the typical drama that's been going on, and they're adding fuel to the fire and prolonging. I'm not saying in a bad way, but just speaking on it. I watched the Eddie Hearn interview with Andre Ward today. It was pretty good, man. I like the work Andre Ward's doing on All the Smoke. That was pretty dope. If you ever watched it, I say it's worth a watch. I mean, nothing like controversial in there or anything, but he gives his thoughts on a plethora of things in the boxing landscape right now, going on in the boxing universe, from Devin Haney to Tank to Ryan Garcia to all that stuff. So I thought it was a pretty good watch, and the promoting side. But Eddie Hearn has also said that he doubled down, saying he offered all the other champions at 147 offers, and so that would be Mario Barrios, the WBC champion, Elmonte Stanionis, the WBA regular champion, because Terrence Crawford's a full champion until he vacates, and then WBO champion Brian Norman. Brian Norman and them have addressed it. They said, hey man, we sent a counter offer. It's not too much, too low on the money side. They're cool with the money, but if they want him to go and be in enemy's territory, which would mean another homecoming for Boots, it means he'll be fighting in Philly, then they want a little money, you know what I'm saying? A little more money. But if they fight in a neutral place, and they're cool with the amount of money that was on the original offer. So that's cool. They're being pretty transparent with that. So I think it was more so. I know I said somebody's lying because Boots' team, Boots himself, and said he didn't. He said that the offer was set. He didn't hear from him. Then you had Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. debunking that. But I don't think it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Even like I said, Brian Norman Sr. even acknowledged it. He said, "Man, I don't think it was a lie. I just think it was a misunderstanding between their teams. Bozy Ennis and JARON Ennis aren't on the same team. I mean, sorry, aren't on the same page. It's just a misunderstanding. And because I don't think Brian Norman Sr. or Jr. is lying. I think they received the offer." But then Eddie Hearn said that he hasn't received a counter offer, but they refute that. So I think it's just people just speaking prematurely because everything has to be fast in the boxing world, right? Because people want it now, instant gratification. So they can't just chill and let something marinate and get the whole story. They gotta let it off, and there's nothing wrong with that too, because that's all we want our boxing news fast, and we're gonna be compliant if you got it. So, but also Eddie Hearn has said that. Not only has Brian Norman came out and refuted Eddie Hearn's claims about the offers, STANIONIS has come out. So I want to read this to y'all. Y'all check this out, man. So Eddie Hearn has said right here, Eddie Hearn and Montes STANIONIS exchanging words about a potential JARON Boots Ennis unification fight today, right? So if you click on this, you'll see that STANIONIS said, look, my boy becoming Americanized. He said cap. Okay, so Eddie Hearn says, he said you up for the challenge, saying that he gave all the champions offers, and then STANIONIS said that's cap. I spoke with my advisor and nobody reached out to us. He said stop the BS. I accepted the fight 2 years ago, twice. That means he accepted the fight once per year on average, and then Eddie Hearn said you better check again. 2 days ago on Wednesday I sent the offer, and then to which STANIONIS replies, he says my advisor doesn't deal with rubbles. So I'm assuming that means like rubbish or maybe small pennies. He said make a real offer. So I'm assuming that the offer was terrible, something that he did approve of. He said that's why I didn't even hear about it. So he's saying that, okay, he went back and talked to his advisor, and his advisor didn't even bring it to STANIONIS because that's how bad the offer was. And I believe him. Like I said, somebody's lying in the thing. I really don't think anybody's lying. I don't think Eddie Hearn's lying. I think he sent the offer. I don't think STANIONIS is lying. I think that his advisor probably didn't notify him of the offer because the offer was something that they deem as inadequate. So I think that's closer to how the real process works. Now I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but this kind of message leads me to believe that Eddie Hearn's not lying about sending the offer, but the advisor, I don't think STANIONIS is lying about his advisor not relaying the information to him, because the advisor who's in charge of these things, that's why they have people designated for different jobs. That's where you make a team, right? You don't expect Shaquille O'Neal, who's a center, to bring the ball up like Derek Fisher, who's the point guard, and you don't expect Derek Fisher to be blocking shots in the post like Shaquille O'Neal, who's the center. So people have different functions on the team. That's how a successful team works. So I believe that he has his standards that the advisor has to check, and if your offer doesn't match those check marks, then guess what? He's probably not even going to waste STANIONIS's time by saying, hey man, this is the offer. So it probably didn't pass the prerequisite criteria that was set when it comes to accepting or even negotiating or even entertaining an offer. So I don't think anybody's lying. I think they're just telling their truths, and their truths aren't necessarily matching up because they're coming from different perspectives. You ever heard the saying that good and evil just depends on what side you're on? You know what I'm talking about? So I don't think anybody's lying. I just think that, it's just different sides and different perspectives of the stories, and miscommunications. But I'm glad, what I do like about it, the glass half full outlook of it, because we're optimistic over here. We like optimism over here. We practice being positive, you feel me? So the positive thing is that they are all in discussions. That's what I choose to highlight. You can highlight STANIONIS' ducking. You can highlight speculation of Barrios ducking. You can highlight speculation of Brian Norman ducking. You can highlight speculation of JARON Boots' team being in some type of disorderly situation right now, not being on the same page. Or you want to speculate that they're lying, you want to speculate that Eddie Hearn is lying, that's fine. What I like to highlight is that they're all in talks, and that's how you get the ball rolling, baby. We need this ball to roll, you feel me? Because I will say this too, a lot of people saying, in my opinion, that JARON Boots Ennis has to unify right now because every other fight is not worth it. I disagree with that. While I do agree that I would love for him to unify and fight the other champions, but I would only be disappointed if JARON Boots Ennis fights Karen as the rematch because we've seen it already. But that's not his fault either. I don't blame him because he has the IBF belt, and the IBF belt is ordering him to defend against his mandatory. And who was his mandatory? Karen. It's not his fault that he already beat him before. So if he has a rematch, it's not his fault. You know, you want to keep the belt. I don't think anybody would advise him to not fight his mandatory, which could result in him being stripped of the belt, because then that's a step backwards. So I would rather him fight Karen if necessary, but ideally if they could pay him some step aside money, him being Karen that is, so he could fight one of the other champs on an agreed terms, I think that'd be fine. However, if he doesn't fight Barrios, Brian Norman, or Stanionis, and let's say he fights somebody like Conor Ben, I'm cool with that. Not that I think Conor Ben beats him, but I know Conor Ben is not going to come to lose. I know that Conor Ben is going to do something positive for Boots' career and increase his renown and increase his brand to overseas to England and give him some more exposure. And the more people talking, the less BS walking. You know what I'm talking about? More talking, less BS walking. So what they said, what's it saying? A little more grip, a little less lip. You know what I'm saying? So the more that people get to see him, the more people would demand to see him, and they potentially get even bigger fights, you know. And I think that not only would I be excited for Conor Ben versus Boots, I would be excited for Shakram Giashov versus Boots. Another guy I think Boots beats, but at least it's a fresh face that is also ranked #1 in WBO, and I believe he's ranked #1 in the WBA. Don't quote me, but anyway, he's considered a pretty good contender at 147. Or let's say, like I said, I say this all the time: if Boots fights Blair the Flair, woo, Cobbs, I'm cool with that too. Just a fresh face, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that he has to unify right now. I just think that is the best option, and the best option isn't the only option. But I would like for him to unify, of course. But if that falls through, I wouldn't be mad. Rubles is the Russian. Oh, rubles is the Russian currency. Basically saying he lowballing. Yeah, that's why I figured he was lowballing him. I just didn't know exactly what rubles is. Okay, I didn't get to finish the interview. Okay, yeah, it was pretty good, Kendrick. It was pretty good, man. Shout out to Andre Ward. I like what they're doing over there. So yeah, I just think. I mean, we got the context, right, Larry? I knew the context, so I didn't have to know exactly what rubles is or rubles. But we could tell that you're saying that it wasn't a real offer, and I think that's the key. But like I said, but thank you for that because I didn't know that. But like I said, the key is that we know that they are in talks, and the talks have begun. And it's not like they're just ignoring each other, or they're avoiding each other, or evading each other, or dodging each other, or, you know what I'm saying, or you know, they're in talks now. And that's how everything starts, you know. And I think that's important. I think we will lead to something. It will lead to something. What I'm thinking, if I had to guess, I'm thinking that Brian Norman's going to fight somebody like Alexis Rocha, because I don't think the Teofimo situation is going to pan out. I hope it does, because Teofimo said he wanted to fight at welterweight for a belt. Well, Brian Norman is elevated to a super champion if that's what he wants, so he could go try to get that. But I don't think Teofimo's serious. But so I anticipate Brian Norman to get a fight like against Shakram Giashov, who's his mandatory, or like Alexis Rocha or somebody like that, who I think is ranked #3 or 4. And then I expect Stanionis to get a unification fight against Barrios probably. But then, you know, and then I still stand on that. I think they're gonna fight Brian Norman and Jaron Ennis for a potential undisputed fight at 147. I don't think it's gonna happen in the immediate future. I think it's probably best business wise. But if it happens now, I'll be happy. But I also say this about Barrios. It's looking a little shaky with Barrios because, like I dropped a video today, man, they're reporting that Barrios may be returning in December on the same card as Errol Spencer Fundora, and Barrios will be fighting Pacquiao. That's what they're saying. And, you know, you're never going to turn down that bag to fight Pacquiao, and that's been in the works for a long time, or that's been in talks for a long time, as far as the rumor reel has been going around with boxing. So I wouldn't be mad at Barrios for fighting Pacquiao. I don't think anybody could be mad at that, you know, because probably get the biggest bag or close to the biggest bag that he's had. You know, I'm assuming his second biggest bag was probably, his first biggest bag currently probably Tank, and then second was probably Keith Thurman. But I think Manny Pacquiao would probably surpass both of those. It just was my speculation. And so I can't knock him for fighting Pacquiao, but I kind of hope that fight doesn't happen. But if it does happen, I would love it to be on the same card as Errol Spencer Fundora, because that's a pretty good card. Spence Fundora, Spence, all the questions he has to answer in a title fight against Fundora and his debut at 154, and then also Pacquiao versus Barrios. You know what I'm saying? As much as I don't like to see the legends go past their prime, I mean, I'm still going to watch it in a boxing fight, right? 'Cause I like boxing. So Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts. We just gotta wait, man. Just be patient. We know we want everything now, but it's just not gonna go like that. We got to be okay with that too. Shout out to my boy Ray Davis in the building. He said, "Why they always lying without even trying?" Hey, now they got them crying because they always lying. Facts. Facts. Hey, salute, Ray Davis. Appreciate you coming through. Borzoi in the building. Borzoi says, what if Jaron simply faced Jake Paul for publicity and money, then returned it? That would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't like that, Borzoi. But like I said, I would understand it. Would I be gangbanging against it? Nah. But I wouldn't like that. Nah. But yeah, I mean, that's a what if. Yeah. I mean, who can get mad at you getting that bag? You know, it depends on if it's justified or not. You know, that's one thing. I don't try to dictate these fighters' careers, but I will critique matchups as I see fit as they come through. But as far as, like I said, man, I tend to respect the fighters. I'm very consistent with that. And while I'm not hesitant to vote to express my opinion, you know what I'm saying, or vocalize or verbalize my opinion on a fight, I don't really feel like it's my place to dictate where their careers go, you know, or how it progresses. You know, I could just say what I would like to see, but yeah, if like I said, I watch boxing a lot, man. So if Tank doesn't fight Shakur, that's cool with me. You know, I want him to fight. That's one of the top 3 fights to be made in boxing from my perspective and my point of view, and in my opinion, the first fight that's the biggest to be made. Not saying the biggest as far as revenue generation, but as far as biggest as far as anticipation goes and intrigue for me is Beterbiev and Bivol, then Cinnamon and Benavidez, and then lastly but not least the third one is Tank and Shakur. However, if I don't see none of those fights, I mean Beterbiev and Bivol was supposed to happen months ago during the 5v5, right? That monumental card that Big Turk trailblazed and pioneered, right? The two promotional companies going against each other, Matchroom and Queensberry, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren, respectively. That Beterbiev and Bivol was supposed to be the headline. You know, I know some people didn't even watch the card because the headline wasn't there. You know, but Dimitri Bivol had a late replacement in Malik Zanad, who he watched and ran through. But I was cool because I was not just as excited, but I was equally. Nah, not lying. I was not equally as excited, but I was substantially excited for the other fights that were transpiring on that card, like Nick Ball versus Ray Ford, or Hamza Shiraz versus Austin Ammo Williams, or he changed the name to Tiger Williams, right? Or was it Tiger Williams? He changed to Ammo Williams. No. It was Ammo Williams. He changed to Tiger Williams. Or, you know what I'm saying? Any one of the other fights, you know, Zhang versus Wilder, I wasn't excited for. I wish Wilder would retire. I feel like he's just, you know, kind of like Pacquiao fighting as a shell of himself. But anyway, my point is that I like boxing, man. So while I will be disappointed that these mega fights don't happen, don't get me wrong, I'm just not heartbroken because we've seen this happen before in boxing, and there's so many other boxers that are fighting. That's just my opinion on it, though. But Boots fighting Jake Paul would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't like that. Boots is a huge 147. Unification needs to start happening now. He got 1.5 years back to this division. Let the Dorman fight marinate till next year and fight STANIONIS. Yeah. I would prefer that. I prefer that order. But like you said, if it happened now, I wouldn't be mad. And yes, Boots is definitely a big dude. But Boots has said that. He said that, hey, man, I could make 147, 154, or 160. I prefer him to stay at 147 and dominate, but if he can really make 154 and he really wants that Bud fight, then go get a belt, and then you could challenge. You could be a potential roadblock for Bud, not necessarily to hate on him, but just to get that fight. And then I think Bud would fight him then if he incentivized Bud to fight him, you know, by having a belt at 154. But or if he moved to 154 and fight somebody else, doesn't have to be Bud. Maybe he fights Virgil Ortiz, you know. But I think that's another potential super fight in the making as well that I would like to let marinate. But at the same time, the way Virgil Ortiz looked against Serhiy Boachuk, and plus he's in that hot, deep 154-pound division, Virgil Ortiz better tread lightly, because let's say he would have fought Tim Tszyu instead of Serhiy Boachuk, which was originally planned, right? Because remember, initially it was supposed to be Tim Tszyu and Virgil Ortiz, but Tim Tszyu's the cut that he sustained during the Fundora fight didn't heal appropriately or heal as planned, as fast as planned, and so he had to pull out, and now that's why we're getting Tim Tszyu versus Bakram Murtazaliev in the future, you know, in the near future in October, right? But I was saying that if Virgil Ortiz fought Tim Tszyu, I think Tim Tszyu wins. So, and if Virgil Ortiz fights Terence Crawford, I think Terence Crawford wins. And if Virgil Ortiz fights Israel Madrimov, I think Madrimov wins. And I could be wrong about these things, but I'm just saying that even it'll be close fights, you know. And I think that Virgil Ortiz and Boots, unless it happens sooner than later, that might be a pipe dream, man. Because I mean, it could still happen. Just because Virgil Ortiz loses, it could still happen. But I think the anticipation for that fight will be severely decreased if one of them lose prior to fighting each other. But now both of them lose, and I mean, maybe people still want it. But you know, in America, man, we don't like fighters unless they're undefeated, right? Which is crazy. It's unfortunate. Norman just got his belt. He want to at least defend it first. Yeah, I agree. Supporter in the building. He want to at least defend it first with the weaker champs. He don't want to lose it. Yeah, he don't want to lose that belt. I mean, he hasn't said that, but I don't want him to lose the belt already. You know what I'm saying? I would like for him to maybe defend against his mandatory, which is Shakram. Let me make sure I'm not lying. I think Shakram Giyashov is his mandatory. Let's see. I don't think I'm wrong. 147. Yeah, so Bakram Norman. Bakram Murtazali. I just saw his name. Yeah, so Brian Norman's mandatory for WBO is Shakram Giyashov. Oh, so I was wrong. I said Alexis Rocha is number 3 in WBO. He's ranked number 2. So I'll be okay with Brian Norman fighting Shakram. Alexis Rocha. Hell, I'll be okay with Brian Norman fighting Karen. You know, who's ranked number 5 in the WBO. But I just don't want to see Boots versus Karen again. And not prior. I wouldn't mind it spinning the block later, but I just don't want to see that. You know, there's other fights that I would prioritize before that fight. Ortiz is tailor made for Boots. That's gonna be a sanctioned murder if it happens. That's disrespectful. He said a sanctioned murder.
Here you go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful.
He said, dude is so open to the right hand. Yeah, facts. Yeah. I don't know, man, because I think Virgil Ortiz has some power. I would like to see it, you know. While I think they're both good, I think that was a great fight between Serhiy Boachuk and Virgil Ortiz, no matter who you had winning. But oddly enough, I do think people didn't respect Serhiy Boachuk, so they think that Virgil Ortiz should have just blew right through him. And so his stock went down in the potential fight of the year candidate because he got dropped twice, even though he overcame it. That's how ridiculous people are. But I will say this, though, too. I could understand it because they don't know Serhiy Boachuk, and they're used to Virgil Ortiz going crazy on people. And, you know, he had a 100% KO rate before his fight against Serhiy Boachuk, right? So it's kind of expected if you're kind of a casual. But I did think that fight was going to end in a KO too, but I thought it would happen late. But I'm saying that I don't knock him for having a close fight with Serhiy Boachuk because I think Boachuk is good. I think Mendoza and Virgil Ortiz would be a good fight, and we saw what Boachuk did to Mendoza. I would still like Virgil Ortiz. I do think it's still competitive because, you know, at this point in time, I think Serhiy Boachuk, especially when you include Boachuk, I think that his level of opposition has been a little bit stiffer and stronger and more formidable slightly than Boots. So with that being said, even though he struggled against an opponent that I think would potentially be the best opponent that Boots would face as well at this time if it was on his resume. I'm not saying obviously because he's bigger, he's 154, but I'm saying just stylistically and the caliber of fighter he is. So I think they're both in a similar boat where we would like to see them step up their opposition and see if they're as dominant. It's just that Boots, we don't know. He's still in the area of we don't know how he'll perform. We still think he'll be great because we haven't seen him against a formidable opponent yet. Our opponent that's not quite as formidable. I mean, David Avenija is a good opponent, but he was on short notice, and you know he's I'm not gonna say too old. He's not too old, but you know he's not that big of a threat to to the greatness of what we think Boots Ennis is. And then Virgil Ortiz, you know he struggled against Serhiy Boachuk, because some people don't think he should have struggled at all. So we got a little bit more answers of how Virgil Ortiz looks with a quality opponent that we do in regards to Boots. I still think they're relatively in the same boat, but I agree. I think that Boots wins. So I say all that to say I agree with you, Larry. Listen, I think Boots wins, but I don't think it's necessarily easy night. But I could be wrong. It might be an easy night, you know. That's why we watch boxing, man. It could be right, man. It could be a slaughterhouse for on behalf of Boots. But I still want to see Boots against some quality ops, man. And no disrespect to Royman Villa, no disrespect to Karen Chikadzian, and no disrespect to David Avenesian. But I would just like to see Boots continue to step up, or at least fight somebody that we know it is going to offer him something different, like a different look. even if it's not necessarily better. Like, I think the Flair Cobbs will offer him a different look. I think Conor Benn, you know, with his name, that would build Boots' name and offer him a slightly different look, because Conor Benn, while I don't think he's as good as Boots anywhere near, I know he's coming to win. You better believe that, and he's going to believe he can win if he would accept the fight, you know. So that'd be good. There's some options out there, man. And STANIONIS, who can he fight? Who's his mandatory? Who's STANIONIS is mandatory? I don't know. Who's mandatory for the WBA? Oh, Shakram. Yeah, we said, yeah, so I was right. I said Shakram is in ranked #1 in WO and WBA, so I was right. Okay, so, yeah, even STANIONIS versus Shakram, I'd be cool with that fight. STANIONIS versus Conor Benn, I'd be cool with that fight. There's quite a few fights that I'd be cool with, man. Yeah. So I know 147 is not the deepest division, but there's some fights there, man. A couple of little fights there, man, that I wouldn't necessarily be mad at if we don't get a unification fight immediately. My boy Larry says, I would rather see Ellis against Boots than Karen. Like Rashidi Ellis? I'm with you on that if you're talking about Rashidi Ellis. I think so. I don't like this Karen rematch. It makes no sense. He's 12-0. He 12-0'd him last time. IBS smoking that good. Yeah, but I mean, he is ranked #1, man. I'm with you 1,000%, man. But I just think, you know, I'd much rather him fight that rematch than get stripped. But yeah, I'm hoping that Eddie Hearn can figure out something. I definitely don't think that rematch is desired by anybody or even necessary, you know. So hopefully they could reconsider that, man. And think about the boxing fans, man. Ain't nobody trying to see that again. You feel me? But yeah, bro. So like I said, man, I don't really have much today, man. So I'm thinking, since I don't have much, man, if y'all want, we could kind of if y'all want, we could situate the heavyweight division if y'all like. I mean, it's up to y'all, man. I don't really have much. Anybody wants to join the Discord, feel free. It's pretty. I already had my spill. It was a short one today. I didn't really have much to get off my chest. Nothing really changed from this morning. You know, tomorrow we have Floyd Mayweather, good Lord willing, versus John Gotti for the John Gotti the third, correct? For the rematch in Mexico. We have Brian Jennings. I want to see him on his comeback. Brian Jennings is fighting the heavyweight, and then somebody else too. There's some smaller fighters. I can't remember what weight division. They're fighting in Puerto Rico tomorrow. So it's even like a slow week of boxing events, man. Nothing really big. You know, Floyd, of course, is an exhibition. So there's nothing really much. I mean, we'll probably watch it if y'all want to watch it. I don't mind watching it. The Floyd joint, but I typically don't watch exhibitions. I think they're trash. But you know, I'm not knocking it for those that do. You know, I'm not knocking it for those that participate. Shout out to them. I just like to see high level competition, not just like a celebrity boxing match, you know. My boy Supporter says, if Norman handlers are smart, and Norman's handlers are smart, they get him the Teal fight. Yeah. My bad. He said if Norman handlers are smart, they get him the Teal fight.
Yeah.
Then fight Boots because the Euro dude could be a threat. Who the hell is the Euro dude, bro? Who's Euro? You want the man be eating Euros? He could lose out on a Boost payday. Oh, you're talking about Shakram Giyashov? Is that who you calling the Euro dude? Who the hell is a Euro dude? I don't know who the Euro dude is, bro. He said the Euro dude is. I feel like it's just disrespectful. He said the Euro dude. I'm like,
who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
Isn't there a ladies fight on which one, Kendrick? Carmela's on that card. Yes, he is. Carmel, and then isn't Gersley, the guy they're calling Tank 2.0, Baby Tank? I think he's on that card too, right, Supporter? Yeah, his man, okay, yeah, Shakram Giyashov. This man calling him the Euro dude. I don't even know what that means. It just sounds disrespectful, bro. It sounds disrespectful. I don't know what that means, bro. I like Euros, though. Euros are good, but that sounded disrespectful.
Here you go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired. That was so disrespectful.
Are you saying there's ladies fight on the Floyd card? I don't know, Kendrick, but there is a. I know the ladies fight. The next ladies fight that I'm thinking of is Sky Nicholson on the October 12th card versus something Raven, or I can't remember her name. No. The next one is September 27th. Michaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan. Let's look it up. The Floyd Mayweather card. You could be right, but I don't want to confirm or deny. I don't know. I'll tell you right now, brother. Let's find out. You feel me? All right. So the John Gotti Floyd Mayweather card is featuring in Mexico. It's featuring Floyd Mayweather versus Gotti. Oh, I forgot. Victor Ortiz is on there. Victor versus Ortiz. Yeah, Victor versus Ortiz. I'm excited to see him. It says Alan Picasso and Azat Habhazian. I don't know who they are. And Carmel Moulton versus Victor Vasquez. Yeah. So, I'm not sure if there's any ladies. I mean, they're just showing me 4, so I don't know if there's more fights. Cause I could have sworn I read that Gersley's fighting on that card, which is Floyd Mayweather's other fighter that they call an imitation tank. But yeah, it just says Floyd versus John Gotti, Victor Ortiz versus Rodrigo Correa, Alan Picasso versus Azat Azat Havhanesian. Hazat Hovanesian, probably how it's pronounced. And Carmel Moulton versus Victor Vasquez. I don't remember. It might not be this week. I'll double check. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. So this card starts at 7:30. Well, the main card starts at 7:30. So they just showed me the main card and probably prereqs as well. Watch out for Picasso versus the Armenian dude. This fight going to be the best fight. Oh, really? Okay, appreciate that, Larry. I'm not familiar with him. So, yeah, good to know, bro. I appreciate you putting me on game. Oh yeah, so no, you're right, Kendrick. Yep, it says Sylvia Torres versus Celia Rodriguez. I just looked it up right now, so I got the full card now. So let's go do the full card. You have starting off with Sylvia Torres versus Celia Rodriguez, women's light flyweight fight. Aaron Silva versus Alfonso Flores, super middleweight. Their names sound familiar, but I don't know. That sounds familiar, like I know them though. Luis Rodriguez versus Cesar Vaca, super middleweight again. Carmel Tremaine Moulton versus Victor Vasquez, lightweight. Alan David Picasso, who Larry told us to look out for, versus Azat Hovanesian, super bantamweight. And then Victor Ortiz versus Rodrigo Correa, that's an exhibition. And then Floyd versus John Gotti, an exhibition. So yeah, man. So there's some fights, man. So we gonna tune in and watch that, man. Why not? I ain't gonna lie. Don't be surprised if I cut it off during the Floyd versus John Gotti fight. Shout out to Floyd, but I just do not like exhibitions. But we'll probably watch the whole thing. We'll probably watch the whole thing, man. I ain't gonna pull a Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal where I cut it off on y'all. I'm not going. You feel me? Yes, sir, man. What I was gonna say though too, but yeah, man, I'm also too. I forgot to talk about Shakur Stevenson. I've dropped a video on it today, but the details as far as Shakur Stevenson's deal has been revealed. He is signed to a 2-fight deal that is obviously going to include Joe Cordina on the 12th. And then they're hoping for William Zepeda in February of next year, good Lord willing. But you know, things move with such fluidity in boxing that nothing's for certain, nothing's stone cold, nothing's set in stone, and nothing is definitive, you know, in boxing, obviously. But yeah, that's the plan. And then they said he did a 2-fight deal because they plan to get Tank in the summer, man. So Shakur versus Gervonta. That'd be great, man. That'd be great, man. Like, that's the plan, right? We'll see how it comes into fruition. That'd be dope. I have my doubts. I don't think it will, but and not because Shakur doesn't want to fight or Tank doesn't want to fight. I'm just not sure. You know, I'm not saying that I have any sources or nothing like that. I'm just, if you ask me right now, if I had to put money on it right now, I wouldn't think it would happen. I think there's I still feel like it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I just don't know when. And I feel like I mean, I think it depends. Okay, let me say this. I think that Tank and Loma is going to happen before Tank and Shakur. So it depends on when Tank and Loma happens. If Tank and Loma happens early next year, because Loma said he doesn't want to fight this year, right? And assuming that he's really indeed going to fight Tank next year and not at all, then I think that the Shakur fight could happen in the summer. But I fully anticipate that Tank is going to fight Loma before he fights Shakur. And rightfully so. I mean, to me, that makes sense. P cut it at the announcement. You feel me? Ain't no shame in my game, Kendrick. You know, I'm just certain things. It's just not my wheelhouse, man. And I ain't gonna fake the funk, man. I don't really care for exhibitions, dog. I love boxing, but that don't mean I want to watch anybody box. But what's that saying, Kendrick? It's like, people think because you love kids that you want your own. No, I love kids, but I love them more when I can give them back. Nah, I'm playing. I do want kids, man. Hopefully one day God will bless me with those, but God will bless me with a wife first. But man, yeah. So I just know I can't. I love boxing, but I don't mean I want to watch all types of any type and all types of boxing. No, sir, not your boy. You know, don't forget to like the video as well, man. Please, yeah, I appreciate it. Don't forget to like the videos. But yeah, so I just think that and Shakur and Tank, worst case scenario, Shakur and Tank doesn't happen at all. Would I be disappointed? Yeah. But will I be mad? No, I wouldn't even be mad, to tell you the truth. And it's not that I don't want it to happen. I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't be mad, because I just think how I feel right now, and I could be maybe just in the moment, I just feel like so many people are just, you know, rushing to this conclusion and that conclusion without any substantiated evidence or any significant evidence. And I just think it would be funny, you know, if they never fought, you know, and it's just so funny how people can get away so long without fighting. But then if American fighters don't fight for 2 seconds, somebody's ducking, somebody has to be demonized. But these fighters from other countries and other places, they could go years, whole careers without fighting, and it's okay. Do I want that fight to happen? Like I said, yes. If it doesn't happen, will I be mad? I wouldn't be mad. I'd be disappointed. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad though. I would not be mad. I'd be disappointed though. But I won't be mad. I would not be mad. All right, so we got some things we could do, right? We could do some things today. We could do another tier list, or we could talk about what's going on in the boxing landscape. But not too much is going on in the boxing landscape, you know? Like I said, we've already really talked about it. Everything else would be speculation. I will say, though, like, I think Larry Liston was a supporter that suggested it. I would like to see Teofimo and Brian Norman. I wouldn't mind that. Like I said, I think Teo is just woofing. I don't think he really wants to fight Brian Norman, but that would be a fight that I would be entertained by, and I would be intrigued by. You know, I don't think Teofimo is going to fight him though. I don't know what Teofimo is going to do, because I know Teofimo. Of those of you that don't know, Teofimo was actually supposed to headline the card on September 27th, which is featuring the Queens of the Big Apple, the Queens of New York, that's how they're pitching Michaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan, and Shushu Carrington is on the undercard, and Xander Zayas is on the undercard. Originally, that was supposed to be Teo's date, so Teo was going to headline, but Teo pulled out and said he didn't want to fight there. In New York, he wanted to fight. I can't remember where he said, somewhere else. So he wasn't happy with that. So that's why he removed himself from that date, according to articles that I read. Yo, Ty in the building. What's good, brethren? So I don't know what Teofimo's gonna do next. But yeah, I'd be cool with him fighting Brian Norman. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I think that's a pretty intriguing fight, man. I think that's a pretty intriguing fight. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But I am also excited for that Keyshawn Davis versus Gustavo Lemos fight, man. I remember there was some speculation of Keyshawn Davis getting Dennis Berinchyk. I was like, man, where are people coming up with this stuff? That'd have been dope, you know, for him to get a. Because can you imagine if Dennis Berinchyk and Keyshawn fought and Keyshawn won? Bro, 135 would be crazy with the champions. Keyshawn Davis as a champion, Gervonta Davis as a champion, Lomachenko as a champion, and Shakur as a champion. That's a strong lineup right there. But he's fighting Gustavo Lemos according to reports. And another thing I've been seeing is that people are trying to, like I said, I don't know. But people are speculating that Terrence Crawford won't fight again unless he gets Canelo. And I feel like that would speak volumes. If Terrence Crawford, if that's true, which I don't think is true, I think he's going to go for undisputed, but like he's been saying, but if he has a change of heart, that lets you know Madrimov wasn't no joke. And size definitely matters, man, because that would be a complete 180 from his position prior to. He said he wanted to get undisputed in 2 or 3 fights or get Canelo, with the priority being Canelo. And if he fought Israel Madrimov and had a change of heart, it's like, which I don't believe this. Like I said, it's just speculation. But I mean, well, there's articles written on it. But even the article is just speculating. I think that would be crazy. I think that would be, but it's not bad. I know people will criticize him for it. People was like, oh yeah, he was scared of that smoke at 154. Bro, this man is coming from what, 130, 135, bro. He's a smaller dude, so it's already magnificent that he can go all the way up to 154 and still be formidable, bro. He went up and fought an undefeated champion. I don't care if he had 11 fights, 10 wins, and 1 draw. He was still undefeated, man, and he came from a great pedigree of Eastern Europe, man. You know how that goes. Maybe go crazy with the amateurs. So I personally believe that Israel Madrimov is one of the best at 154. You know, the only people that I think beat Israel Madrimov is Terrence Crawford, who obviously beat him already, and Tim Tszyu. I think everybody else Israel Madrimov beats at 154. Well, it's highly dependent on what Spence looks like against Fundora, but I think Madrimov beats Fundora. I think Madrimov beats Virgil Ortiz. I think he beats Serhii Boachuk. I think he beats Brian Mendoza. I think, well, okay, sorry. Let me say, I think he loses to Jermell Charlo, if we're counting Jermell Charlo. But you know, he's inactive, so I'm not counting him. But other than Terrence Crawford and Tim Tszyu, I have Israel Madrimov as the 3rd best at 154. If it's true, it could be a business thing because, you know, PBC going to hold on to those belts. They're not falling for that twice. Yeah, that's a good point, too. It might not be just because of, it may be because what he foresees as PBC trying to block him. Now, you could be right, too, man. You could be right, Kendrick. I don't know. That's definitely a possibility, man. I understand what you're saying. I would love for Keyshawn to get a title shot. Yeah, me too. Me too, man. Yeah, me too, bro. I think that him getting a title shot, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I think he could wait, but if he got it right now, I wouldn't be mad at that at all. You know, people are saying that Abdullah Mason needs a title shot right now. It's like, bro, you trying to get this man, like, let the man just keep progressively improving and let his career progress accordingly, man. Like, Abdullah Mason, he gonna get a title shot against who? I mean, Dennis Berinchik, that's the only one that I'll be okay with right now. At this current moment, I don't want Abdullah Mason fighting Tank. I don't want Abdullah Mason fighting Lomachenko. I don't want Abdullah Mason fighting Shakur. Like, people just be talking, man. Like, you can't look good for 3 seconds without them trying to throw you into the slaughter. Like, bro, let the man's 20 years old with what, 14, 15 fights, bro. Let the man progress. I'm talking about Abdullah Mason now. But yeah, Keyshawn Davis, you know, he's a little more seasoned. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind him getting one. You know, and Abdullah Mason, I wouldn't mind him getting one either. But the fact that people are saying because he looked good in his last few fights that, oh, he has to step up. They're all like, come on, bro. And then as soon as he steps up and if he fails, they're going to say, oh, yeah, he wasn't as good as we thought he was. They're just going to throw him out. Bro, like, relax. Nah, you ain't missed nothing, Ty. Next thing, get at least 8 rounds of work first. If he getting that Dennis Smoke in 2025, that'd be nice. Good Lord willing, that'd be nice. That'd be real nice, man. But it's like Abdullah Mason and what's my boy Emiliano Vargas, man. I don't want people to rush them, and I don't think they should fight each other right now either. You know, I heard people saying that Emiliano Vargas and Abdullah Mason should fight. I'm like, bro, what are y'all, bro? Let them warm up a bit, man. Let them, you know, want to give these fighters L's before they even develop fully, man. But like I said, I have a bad habit of, you know, it's good and bad, you know. I don't rush things, you know, but maybe, you know, some fighters should be rushed and stuff like that, I guess. They should get in the regional. Yeah, you feel me? Something like that. Something like that. Talking about he should get a world title fight. Man, Dalton Smith, who's from the UK, he has the same amount of fights as Abdullah Mason. I think he has 2 more fights. I think Abdullah Mason has 14. Dalton Smith has 16. But Dalton Smith is 27. Abdullah Mason is 20. You know, when he's still fighting, you know, Dalton Smith is not fighting anybody that's high caliber yet. So it's like, geez, man, we rushing these guys, man, and just so we could say, oh, they weren't as good as we thought they were. Well, yeah, because you didn't let them develop. You took them right from high school to the pros. You know what I'm saying? Let the man fight, you know, let him play some college games. You feel me? Now, people don't understand boxing. They see a dude knock out construction workers. Right, exactly. Like, gosh, Lee, bro, let the man develop, dog. You wildin' for calling them destruction workers, though. You just. Oh man, but you're right. People don't understand boxing, man. That's a fact, bro. And that's the thing. It's not okay that they don't know. They try to act like they do, while not knowing a mother freaking thing. Man, I would like to speaking to people that know something about boxing, man, I would love to get some people to interview, man. That'd be dope. That's what type of schedule he's on. Don't be surprised if they get him to pick up the 2 regional belts like Keyshawn finna drop when he get a shot. Hey, he didn't even get his, he doesn't even have his grown man strength yet, man. Like, bro, like, can the man develop, dog? Can he develop, please? Can he just develop a little bit, just a little bit? But yeah, man. So, what are y'all looking forward to on the Floyd Mayweather John Gotti fight? What fight are y'all looking forward to the most? Fight card, excuse me. Are you looking forward to seeing Floyd? Because I didn't see the first one, man. I know there was like a riot in the ring, right, or something like that. I remember that. I just saw the highlights. I didn't, like I said, I don't really watch exhibitions. But I'm excited. I'm a little excited to see Victor Vicious Ortiz, man. My guy, Victor Ortiz, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be happy to see him. Hopefully he does well, man. I like Victor Ortiz in this story, man. I rock with Victor Ortiz. But yeah, on that card, I would like to see Victor Ortiz. But really, I want to see Carmel as well. Carmel against Victor Vasquez. I want to see how Carmel is maturing and growing as well, man. So there's some fights tomorrow. Matter of fact, oh, speaking of fights, I don't know why this just reminded me of it. Guess what's on right now? Guess what's on right now, Kendrick? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They got some WNBA on right now, man. I think Chicago Sky, who are they playing? Got Angel Reese in them. Who are they playing? I don't remember who they're playing right now. The Connecticut Sun. Ooh, wee. That's going to be a good one, man. We got Angel Reese, Camila Cardoza, Kennedy Carter versus Dawana Bonner, Alyssa Thomas, Dejanay Carrington. Ooh, wee. Dejanay. Yeah, man. Chicago Sky, 17-17. So what y'all hear about B. Norman and Boots Ish? Moulton putting another accountable short-term disability. PFL. Is there PFL? No. I'll talk about WNBA. Shout out to Francis Ngannou, man. I saw something about him in the PFL. I saw a little article on his little his exchange with his opponent. What I hear about B. Norman and Boots, B. Norman and Boots, man, I think it's progressive. I'm just excited that they're in talks, man. I think B. Norman is down to fight. I don't think he's bluffing. I think that Boots is down to fight. I don't think he's bluffing or lying about reaching out. I don't think any side is lying. I just want to see. I'm just glad they're in talks, man. You know, even with Stanionis, I'm just glad Stanionis is in talks too. Oh, Lord. You see Marina Mabry. Remember Marina Mabry? She just got traded to the Connecticut Sun. Marina Mabry just hit a 3. You know, she just got traded to the Connecticut Sun for Chicago Sky. So Marina Mabry just hit a 3 in the Chicago Sky's bench's face and looked at him and talked trash. Hit a 3 like squash banana, splash banana. Hit a 3 and looked at the bench. That was cold. Her former team. Yeah, this is what y'all lost. Got wrong with y'all. Oh, you're telling me it's on right now. Oh, word? Clone finna come in here cooking docket about reckless. I'm watching WNBA. I need to drop a WNBA video. I haven't dropped one in a minute. And I was going to do some coverage of the WNBA. I mean, well, of the Olympics, you know. But I was just enjoying it, man. You know, people be talking crazy. So I just didn't even want to cover it. But I was just enjoying the Olympics, dog. I probably missed the opportunity, though. But I don't know. I was just enjoying watching the Team USA women's dominate the queens of the court. They're the queens of the court. So who's fighting on PFL, though? Eddie finna seal the deal, but Bob standing on business. He not spending not one Disney dollar. I'm not mad at that. Especially if he's trying to keep Brian Norman out of what he feels is harm's way. I'm not mad at that. Cause like I said, I don't see no reason to rush. I don't see no reason to rush Brian Norman, man. He, like I said, he just won a championship going in someone's hometown, and he was an underdog, so you know he wasn't expected to win, and he did. And I'm not saying that you be scary, because I don't think that's being scary, but I do think you be smart when navigating through your career. There's nothing wrong with that either. Because I definitely believe him, you know, that he will fight Boots or fight anybody else. But just because you will fight somebody don't mean that you should fight them. On PFL, we have Maxwell Nana versus Kent Mafilio. Yeah, I'm not watching none of that. I ain't gonna hold you. Man, they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine fights. Oh, wow. Got 9 fights. What do you think is going to happen, Ty? You think Brian Norman and Jaron Boots is going to come into fruition? Yeah, okay, I'm definitely not watching that. I ain't going to hold you. If they had Francis Ngannou or Clarissa Shields fighting, now I'll watch it or something. If they had a fight with Francis Ngannou on it, in it, or a fight with Clarissa Shields involved, or even Savannah Marshall on the PFL, then I'll watch it. Enjoy your missed layups, bro. Nah. He said, enjoy your missed layups.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Nah, man, y'all ratchet, bro. Some of y'all are ratchet, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Bob don't give a about a 147. That's not where he gets his return of investment on. Yeah. I get that. I understand that, man. We still got to make these fights happen, man. Hopefully. I think it's happening, but the zone going to have to put them biscuits out. I dropped them biscuits, you know? Drop them biscuits like the emotes, man. Connecticut's up by 2, man. 22-20 in favor of Connecticut. These biscuits. Duana Bonner, a beast, man. She caught that like a wide receiver. Ooh, look like she may have traveled, though. Look like she may have traveled. Like I said, like she may have traveled. Some of the Chicago players saying she traveled. Shout out to Tina Charles for being the second, or being number 2 on the all-time scoring list, only behind Diana Taurasi. I think Duana Bonner is like number 4 or number 5 on the all-time scoring list for the WNBA. Shout out to them. Is Bob really a good promoter still? You know, it's funny because I don't know how far I know you said you didn't finish the interview, Kendrick, but Eddie Hearn and Andre Ward were talking about that during the interview. I thought that was interesting. I mean, I think he's a good promoter, but if you mean promoting like Eddie Hearn, then I would say no. But just, you know, he has so much skin in the game, so many connections. Yeah, I would say he's a good promoter. But as far as like being out there and vocal for his fighter, nah, I don't think so. The fighters are on board, but Eddie, Bob, and the lawyers out here doing written gymnastics, trying to piece a deal together with no rematch. Okay. Yeah. I definitely believe that the fighters are on board. I definitely believe that. He's surviving off the ESPN deal. But if you got to put a pay-per-view on, is he really doing? Yeah, I don't know. But remember, don't forget, Kendrick, he has a partnership with Big Turk, so he may be good in that regard. Remember, he has a 12-fight partnership, according to reports, right? He has a 12-fight partnership leading into next year, right? So from now till next year, whenever it finishes. So, you know, that partnership is going to help with the views and the pay-per-views, I guess. In theory, right? Nah, Dewana Bonner cooking, man. And one for Dewana Bonner, man. And one for Dewana Bonner. She's got an and one. Got fouled by Kennedy Carter and still finished a jump shot. Converted. Let's see if she converts the free throw. Well, who does he have to headline? All he got is a monster. Nah, I mean Teofimo, right? Yes, what? Teofimo, I mean he's still, you know, I don't really care for Teofimo that much. He's he has a string of lackluster performances, right? But he's still a draw. So he has Teofimo. Of course, he still has Lomachenko. Of course, Naya in a way. But you're right. I mean, not imminently, right? Because Lomachenko's not. Ooh, that was a nice play. Lomachenko's not fighting until next year, right? So I guess you could take him off the table. But you know, Raymond Rotala's not headline or pay-per-view, but he does have at least 3, right? So he has Lomachenko, Teofimo, and like you said, Naya anyway. You say you joking? That's crazy. You said Daly. He said Bob is still a good promoter, but his business model has been pushing young talent on cheap deals to maximize bottom line, which isn't pay-per-view friendly. He said no pay-per-view fight. Hey, all right. T.O. can't sell an arena, let alone. Hey, they said, I don't know, man. They said Bud couldn't sell either, so can't nobody sell these days. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. The person that sold the most on Top Rank was the person that they sells. The person that sold the most on Top Rank, or not sold, but had the most views on Top Rank, was the person that they said has the least views, and that's Shakur. Ain't that funny? And they say Shakur is the least popular and doesn't get views and puts people to sleep and nobody wants to watch. And out of all the events from Top Rank, Shakur Stevenson's one event against Artem Harutyunyan garnered the most viewership. And that includes Vasily Lomachenko fighting Kambosos this year. And that includes Teofimo fighting twice this year. One time against Jermaine Ortiz and the other time against Steve Claggett. That was a nice play by Kennedy Carter. Ooh. That was a nice pass and a nice cut. Remind me of me and my boy Doc Capar when we used to run in the park, man. Marina Mabry hit another 3 and talked to the bench again. Yo, Marina Mabry cold, what? She just hit another 3 and talked to her former team, the Chicago Skies bench. I agree with that, Kendrick. He said Bud couldn't sell because he said Bud couldn't sell because Bob is trash at promoting.
Yeah.
Facts. I missed a clean knockout to watch some trash get ball is crazy. He called it trash get ball. Bro. Shout out to the ladies, man. Man, disrespectful, bruh. Don't worry, I'm gonna get one of these queens of the court on the podcast, man. Cause he called it trash ball. He on their head top. Yeah, I'm snitching. I'm telling them all. I'm like, nah, ladies, they talking about you. He talking bad about you.
All right, I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
My boy said trash ball. And you know what's so funny, Kendrick? When you sent me that video about the two wrestlers in regards to what Scholar was saying today, I was reminded of what Scholar was saying today too in the Andre Ward and Eddie Hearn interview about in regards to the size differential. Remember what Andre Ward was like, you know, you would think that even though somebody might have a little more size, that, you know, being a smart fighter and having more skills would overcome that. You know, he was saying that in regards to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, if there were no PEDs involved. I was like, see, you know, look what Andre Ward saying. That man Scholar funny though, bro. That boy be drunk. The fight starts tomorrow at 7:30, so the Floyd card. I want to. Hey, so wait, what time does Brian Jennings fight? Let me see if I can find what time Brian Jennings fight. 'Cause remember, Brian Jennings fights tomorrow too. Brian Jennings starts at 7 o'clock. Okay. So they, of course, they're gonna start at the same time. Why not? Why wouldn't they start at the same time, chat? Let's see who's on that card. He said Devin actually had the most views in the highest gate and highest PVU numbers during his stint at Top Rank, which all still have the highest number almost 3 years later. Hey, talk to him. Talk to him. Quiet Storm. Brian Jennings is fighting a guy named Quiet Storm. Joel Cotto. Oh man, he's 9-8-2. Oof. Oof. The guest commentator. Yo, the guest ring announcer and the guest commentator for Brian Jennings' fight in Philadelphia called Bravehearts Knocking Out Violence Volume 1. The guest ring announcer is Gilly the Kid, or Gilly the King now, excuse me, and the guest commentator is Wallow. Oh, that's gonna be a funny event, bro. That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to Gilly and Wallow. He's looked at as a person that can't sell, right? Yeah, facts, Ty. Talk about tomato can. But that doesn't mean much when you realize the 40 pounds and down, only Tank and Devin have been pay-per-view fighters. Yeah. Yeah. But it does mean much because we should give people their credit. We should make that cool again. But that's what our channel is here for, right? To make giving kudos cool. Instead of just being critical and disrespectful to fighters cool. Alyssa Thomas with the steal and the layup on the other end, man. 36-30. 3-possession game. Well, it could be a 2-possession game if they hit 2 threes. Fighting in Australia, true. Aussie boxing down under. Ooh. Alyssa Thomas to Dewana Bonner. From Dewana Bonner back to Alyssa Thomas. They couples. You know they got chemistry. They couples. They together in real life. Oh my gosh. DJ Nate Carrington with the steal. And the... Oh my goodness. She picked the pockets. Well, she ain't picked the pockets, but she picked the pass. She jumped in the passing lanes. DJ Nate Carrington read that play and stole it and made the layup on the other end, man. Connecticut Sun might be running off with this one. They better lock in. That was a nice steal for DJ Nate Carrington. When he fought in Australia, that was free TV fight, which holds the highest viewer retention rate. But yeah, man, I think that's a good question. I don't know if it was free in Australia. I wish well, I don't know if Ty knows. I wish Daly was here. James Daly, our resident Australian. We have a couple people from Australia in the stream though. Shout out to them. He was here this morning though. Get viewership in Australia, man. Shout out to y'all, man. I get love. Man. We just got to get more love. You know what I'm talking about? Don't forget to like the video as well, man. Please. I was just talking about Tina Charles earlier. Now they're highlighting Tina Charles. I guess because she broke the she's the second highest scoring. She's second on the all-time scoring list for the WNBA. That was a fun conversation yesterday, man. We gotta figure out how to get some interviews too, man. I gotta get right. Cause that'd be dope if we could reach out to like Brian, especially right now. If we could reach out to like Brian Norman or Boots or Stanionis or somebody like that, man, who's part of this little this conversation and uproar in regards to who's ducking, who's lying, who's calling who out, who's hiding. That'd be nice to get one of them, Boots, Barrios, Norman, or Stanionis, and have them speak their perspective. That'd be dope. The first fight was pay-per-view. The rematch was a smaller venue on free TV. But chat, man, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it, man. I don't really have I think we covered all the news this morning. Like I said, it's been a pretty slow week as far as boxing goes. The most exciting news we covered, I feel like we covered it thoroughly. Everything else would probably be like speculation and rumors. I ain't really too fond of that. But yeah, man, if anything pops up, then I'll drop a video on it, man. But go check out the last two videos I dropped today, man. Mike in the building. What's good, brethren? Yes, sir. My boy Mike in the building. He said, I rocks with Scholar. Him keep his COE without it being feelings driven knows dope. Yeah. Yeah, man, I like Scholar, man. I rock with the conversations that we had yesterday, too, with you, Edwin, and Scholar. It was pretty civilized, you know what I'm saying? I know, like I said, sometimes my boy Edwin be long-winded, but like I said, he's a good dude, man. We might disagree on some things, but I think all y'all good dudes, and that's what I get at least. And but yeah, I like the conversation today, too, when it was me, when it was you, Scholar, and myself. Yeah, I thought it was a good conversation, man. Good pace. We let people talk, and I think that's dope, man. So sometimes I be cutting you off though, Ty, and sometimes you get cut off because sometimes we can't hear you, and then by the time I realize you're talking, I started talking, and then I'm like, oh snap, my bad, Ty. Sometimes it's hard to hear you, but it was good though. Oh, COE is content over everything. I wasn't sure if it was a typo. Appreciate that. Yeah, content over everything. I didn't know that's what that meant. Appreciate it. Definitely about the content. Yeah. Edward Cool. He be thinking we at the barbershop and not on YouTube sometimes. I mean, yeah. That's the idea to a certain extent, though, too. We want barbershop talk, but I won't even say that. Just the Edward be wildin', man. Edward funny as hell, though. He said, I be talking all the trap. Oh, okay. And with the filibuster. Oh, my gosh, Kendrick. What? Filibuster king, boy. 32-42, man. Connecticut has the ball right now. The Sun are kind of, they're taking off. They're trying to take off with it. DJ Nate Carrington took a pretty difficult shot. A spin fadeaway that missed. Came off the rim. Front side of the rim. He say he cool. Nah, yeah, he definitely cool. He just be wild. He be having some wild takes, some irresponsible takes. Let me tell it, but nah, he cool though. Definitely cool, man. I want to stay on, man, but like I said, I don't really have much to talk about, and I don't want to be, definitely don't want to be known as a filibuster king, you know, and just keep talking and repeat myself. Since I'd be repeat myself, so. Hey, yeah, man, what y'all got going on tonight, though, man? You want them details about what I told you earlier? What y'all got going on tonight, man? Any plans for tonight or any plans for the weekend? Talk to me, chat, what we got going on this weekend. Tell me something good. Hopefully y'all plan on having some fun. Having a good time. You know we have the fight. We have the live commentary. We have the live boxing commentary tomorrow. Good Lord willing. Right now I'm just watching this this Connecticut Sun versus Chicago Sky game. Oh, Angel Reese going up for the Rookie of the Year award, man. I think Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark's the leader right now. She balling. And I think her team has a better record, which is very important to me. I'm sick, bro. I can't even do nothing. I hope you feel better, man. Hope you feel better, Kendrick. Watching the game in the house. Don't be hanging out like that. I feel that, Mike. Same with me, man. I be at the crib, man. Just focused on this content creation thing, man. I appreciate y'all coming through for sure. Whether you're in the house or y'all out and about, y'all come through and kick it with me, man. Yo, Bafaniel in the building. What's good, brethren? Back to school backpack drive with a few boxes in my Masonic lodge. I'm my Masonic lodge. Oh, that's what's up, bro. Shout out to you, Ty. You Prince Hall, right? Oh boy, Mason. Let's go. So, Mike, you watching the PFL joint, the same thing Kendrick watching, or what? All right, now I'm watching the Chicago Sky and the Connecticut Sun right now. I know there's another game on too. There's like 2 games on right now in the WNBA. I can't remember the other game that's on. Let me see. Who else is playing? I want to say the Phoenix Mercury playing somebody. I'm lying. Yeah, no, I was right. No, I'm not lying. Phoenix Mercury's playing Atlanta Dream. Oh, and Los Angeles Sparks are playing the Washington Mystics. Okay. There's 3 games in the WNBA on tonight. I will say one thing that's getting on my nerves though, man, is only thing that's kind of getting on my nerves a little bit is the fact when the news cycle is slow. Not even just when it's slow though. I get frustrated. I guess frustrated is too strong. Yeah, I get frustrated when people just make up narratives, man. It just seems like the more I get into boxing and the more I pay attention, you know, like YouTube and stuff, the more I see it, and it's just like that doesn't get old, bro. And people don't care when people be wrong so many times. It would be different if they said, man, I think this is what's going to happen. I feel like this is what's going to happen. But they be saying it with conviction and be wrong as hell and be oblivious to what's really going on, bro. But hey, I guess fact-checking it are for the lames, I guess. Forget fact-checking, man. Just say how you feel. Fuck it. See, I'm watching WNBA game. Connecticut, I just got me a Lynn Bias High School jersey. Oh, word? Let's go, Lynn. Rest in peace, Lynn Bias, man. That's dope. Shout out to Mike. Just can't let the brothers know about the... Hey, yo. Oh, man, you crazy, bro. 9-point game right now, man. Connecticut Sun are up 42-33. Oh, man. Bad pass. Bad pass, man. But chat, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, man, because like I said, I don't really have nothing. I was gonna do the heavyweight tier list, but I'm gonna hold on to that for a little bit. We gonna do that another time because I do want to have a discussion about it. Oh, nice steal, nice play. Marina Mabry trying to get the block, but she wasn't going. Well, we had a convention in Miami before COVID. Everybody keep trying to use me as a wingman. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Get it popping with the wingman, bro. You feel me? Nothing wrong with that. What's that? Nothing wrong with that, for real. Wait, what? What the heck? Oh. She tripping. I don't know what is it. Onion wary. Okay. Talk about Brother Morris said going to do a little dance for the women so they can. Hey, yeah. No, I'm about to get off, bro. Cause y'all talking some nonsense, man. Y'all some heathens right now. Y'all being some straight delinquents. Nah. You ain't gonna rub it off on me, bro. Cause you wildin'. He talk about do your little dance. He said they figure you know Spanish type, right? But yeah, chat, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. If anything else pops up, man, I'll definitely hop back on the live, or maybe I'll just make a video about it though, man. So this is just a little short late stream tonight. I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Thank y'all for coming through. Don't forget, you know, we stream Monday through Friday, twice a day, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the morning show. And then the late show at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we drop videos throughout the day, man. We'll be live tomorrow to provide live boxing commentary for the Floyd versus John Gotti match, rematch, as well as the Brian Jennings joint. So, yeah, man, I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side, man. Shit, Doc, pop out to Philly so we can get you. I might need to, bruh, because it sounds like you having too much fun, man, for real. I might need to head out there, man, and see if I can get some boxing content as well, man, while I'm out there. Yes, sir. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Shout out to my boy Oscar for the $2, man. Shout out to him, man. Always showing love, man. And the super chat, you know. Appreciate the love from everybody and the support, man. Y'all, and it ain't no meat meal. On that note, I'm out, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. Remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Also, too, before I go, man, don't forget to go check out the videos that I posted today, man. Go like those things, you know what I'm saying? Run them likes up. Yes, sir. God bless.